Do you want to get the strongest weapon in Final Fantasy XVI that you can possibly get in your first playthrough? Well, here's how to get it, but just a quick heads up, even though this video will be focusing on side content and won't have any story spoilers, the quests to get the weapon are from the later half of the game and around the end of the game, so you can always come back here when you're ready. The first thing that you will need to do is get the weapon design, which is called Gotterdammerung. At least I think that's how you say it. You can get this by completing the Blacksmith Blues questline, which is relatively simple, as all you need to do is look out for the plus side quest marker in the hideaway after the main story quests every now and then. But here are some pointers for each of these quests. The first blacksmith mission will appear after main quest number 35, which is called Here Be Monsters, and it will task you to basically defeat a griffin. You can find the location for it on the hunt board, but the exact location where you can find the griffin is here on the map, just south of Lostwing, near the Caernarvon River Gate. After this, the Blacksmith Blues Part 2 will become available after completing the main mission number 47, called Letting Off Steam 3. And for this next one, you will need to check the letters on Clive's reading table to get the quest. This one is a super simple quest and doesn't really need any pointers. You just need to go to Damel and beat up some bandits, just follow the quest objectives and you'll complete it with no trouble. For the Blacksmith Blues Part 3, this will pop up after finishing the main quest number 59, which is called Like Father, Like Daughter. Talk to August to start this one, and the quest will have you visit Blackthorn's old stomping ground in Dravost. You will need to help them get the forges working again, and the main quest will have you defeat a desert salamander, which isn't too hard. Again, just follow the quest objective and you'll complete it no problem. After this, you're finally on the Blacksmith Blues Part 4. You get this after main quest number 62, called Cross the Narrow, and you will need to talk to Blackthorn's best bud August to start this one too. You'll have to make your way back to Dravost, and it's under attack this time by an Akashic horde. So you will need to defend the village, but just a heads up, the last thing you will fight is a beefy chimera, so go in ready for that, maybe take some extra potions. After you've completed the quest, you will finally receive the reward, which is the design draft for the Gotterdammerung. You'll also get the weapon Ragnarok, which has really good stats by itself, but is also one of the crafting components for the upgraded version that we're going to show you how to make. Outside of Ragnarok being the crafting component, you will also need 3 Orichalcum, at least I think that's how you say it, 2 Darksteel and 1 Primitive Battlehorn. To get the rest of these parts, you will need to come to the hunt board targets and go after the ones that have mystery locations. So normally you would have to discover these locations yourself, but don't worry, we've got you covered and we'll just show you where to go. A very important thing to note that you might want to do first is that to get one of the things you need, you should complete the Under New Management quest, which comes in 2 parts and is relatively simple once again. You need to go to Northreach and talk to Isabella to start both parts of these quests. It will have you sort out some trouble in the village between the villagers and slaying some fallen thralls. By completing these quests, you will actually get one of the Orichalcum that we need, but more importantly, it will unlock the ability to hunt the Prince of Death. So let's go and hunt him since he's the closest and he's pretty nearby. He's located on a cliff here on the map in Sambrek within the Royal Meadows, and the closest fast travel point is Northreach. With all of the hunt targets, you will know you're in the right location because you will get a little cutscene animation with the target then approaching you. If you haven't done the prerequisite quests, such as this one that we've just explained, the hunt target will not be here for you. Some of these fights can be a bit spicy, so if you aren't used to action games and just want the parts, then make sure to throw on those timely accessories to make your life easier. But if you want the thrill of the fight and the challenge that comes with it, then have fun and go in without those accessories. By defeating this Prince of Death, you will get your first Darksteel. For the second Darksteel, you will need to travel to Dalmacia and start off in the Gilded Path fast travel points, and you want to head over to Titan's Wake, where you will find Thantos here on the map. It has a bunch of laser beam and big stomp attacks. It's actually quite a fun fight, so we hope you enjoy it. After defeating Thanatos, you will get your second Darksteel, but then we need the Primitive Battlehorn, and this was actually pretty quick to get as it's right next to a fast travel point. Fast travel to Eastla in Waylude, and it's here on the map. You just climb up some stairs and you will find him quite easily, although he's very easy to miss if you don't know where to look. Here you'll be fighting a goblin, which is a little weird because it doesn't have a stagger gauge but also has a ton of health. It is quite small, but he will pack a punch, so good luck in this fight. For the next one, we have a slight increase in difficulty. We're going to have to take on some of the S-rank bounty targets. For the first one, you want to head to Cressida in Rosaria. To get here, you can fast travel to Martha's Rest or the East Pool Point and make your way to this little section of the map. You'll have to walk past a few enemies to get here, but you'll see a large open area with the Atlas bounty target. Defeating this one will net you one more Orichalcum, but we need to make sure we have a total of 3. We will then need to head back to Dalmacia, and this time we'll go to the Velcroy. The target is a chimera called Gobermouch, which isn't too hard to fight as long as you stay close to it so you can rack up some damage while it's casting spells. And you'll be able to find it here on the map in the middle of the desert. Now finally we're ready to craft the weapon, so head back to the blacksmith in the hideaway and craft your hard-earned most powerful weapon in your first playthrough. You'll get a trophy for doing this and a weapon with a whopping 375 damage and stagger damage, and the weapon's description says, if Ragnarok was forged to mark the War of the Gods, then Gotterdammerung, meaning Twilight of the Gods, was forged to mark the fall of those self-same deities. You might already be familiar with this weapon if you played Final Fantasy VII Remake, as it was also an item in that game and gave you instant max limit break. So now you're kitted out and powered up, so share this to a friend if they want to make this for themselves as well, and the 2 videos on screen now we think you'll really enjoy if you did enjoy this one. You don't have to watch them if you don't want to, but if you did like this video, you're probably going to like these ones too. And then tell us what you think after watching in the comments down below.